All right, reading the complete works of Epictetus, part 9. This is a law established by God, and he says, if you want something good, get it from yourself. But you say, no, get it from someone else. Wrong. Get it from yourself. Suppose a tyrant threatens me and summons me to his presence. What am I threatened with? I ask. If he says, I'll clap you in irons, I say, he's threatening my hand and my feet. If he says, I'll cut off your head, I say, he's threatening my neck. If he says, I'll throw you in prison, I say, now it's my whole body. And I give you the same response if he threatens me with banishment. So he doesn't actually threaten you at all? Yes, that's right. As long as I feel these things are nothing to me, but if any of these prospects make me afraid, then he threatens me. So what would make me fear anyone? Over what would he have control to make me fear him? Over things that are up to me? They're not subject to anyone else's control. Over things that aren't up to me? And what concern are they of mine? This is a longer piece. So what else have I learned? I've learned to see that everything that happens is nothing to me unless it's something that's subject to my will. Hasn't the lesson done you good? Why then do you look to be benefited by anything other than what you've learned? So as I sit in prison, I say, this person who's shouting these things at me is missing the point. He doesn't get it. He hasn't bothered to find out what philosophers say or do. Don't mind him. Now come out of prison again. All right, if my imprisonment is no further use to you, if it's become useful to you again, I'll go back in. For how long? For as long as reason chooses that I associate with my body. And when it chooses to end that association, take my body. May you fare well with it, just so long as I don't relinquish it irrationally, or out of weakness, or for a trivial reason. Again, that's not what God wants, because he needs the universe to be as it is, and the earth to be populated by creatures such as us. But if he sounds the retreat, as he did for Socrates, I must obey him, as a soldier obeys his commanding officer. So, should we spread these notions far and wide? What for? Isn't it enough just to believe them oneself? When children come up to us clapping their hands and saying, hooray, today is the Saturnalia, some name. Do we respond by saying there's nothing to cheer about? Of course not. We clap back at them ourselves. You should do the same. When you're finding it impossible to get someone to change his mind, you should think of him as a child and clap back at him. If you don't want to do that, just say nothing. We need to bear these ideas in mind, and when we're called on to cope with a difficulty such as those I've been talking about, we should be aware that the time has come to show whether we've been well educated. You see, a young man fresh from school and faced with a difficulty is like someone who's trained himself how to reduce syllogisms, and if offered an easy syllogism, says, I'd rather you offer me a subtle and complicated one. I need the practice. Wrestlers, too, don't like to be matched against lightweight training partners. He'll never get me off the ground. That's what a gifted student does, not you. When opportunity knocks, you're bound to weep and say, I want to continue with my education. To learn what? If you don't learn the theory so as to be able to put into practice, what was the point? I imagine that there's someone sitting there today who's feeling himself to be in labor, says, is there no difficulty coming my way that's comparable to the one that came to him? Am I to waste my time sitting in a corner where I could be winning a crown at Olympia? When will someone bring me word of that kind of contest? That's the attitude you ought to have. Even amongst Caesar's gladiators, there are some who chafe because no one is sending them out in the arena that day or arranging an opponent for them, and they pray to God to go to their handlers begging for a fight. But will none of you display the same mettle? That's exactly why I wanted to make voyage. I wanted to see what my favorite contestant was doing, how he was applying himself to his assignment. I don't like this kind of assignment, he said. Is it up to you to get the kind of assignment you like? You've been given a particular body. particular parents and brothers, a particular country, and a particular station in it. And then you come to me and say, please change my assignment. So don't you have the resources for putting what you've been given to use? It's your job to set the assignment and mine to carry it out well. But that's not what you say. You say, don't set me this kind of compound proportions to analyze, but that. Don't push me towards this kind of conclusion, but that. The same goes in life too. Accept governorship. I accept it and use the role to display how an educated person behaves. Take off the senatorial toga. Dress in rags. Step forward in the role. All right, isn't it a fine voice, one of my gifts? And what role then are you taking the stage now? As a witness with the assignment set by God. Go and bear witness for me. You are my choice for playing the part of witness. Is anything not subject to will, either good or bad? No. Do I harm anyone? No. Have I made what's good for each individual up to anyone other than myself? No. What testimony will your God offer? I'm ill fate, Lord, and miserable. No one cares for me. No one gives me anything. Everyone blames me and sparks badly on me. Is that how you're going to testify? Is that how you're going to disgrace the assignment he gave you when he conferred his honor on you and made you choice to act as witness in such an important matter? I'm going to stop there for today.